Okay. Can you see?
Can I see where?
The live on Facebook?
Your profile, is it?
Yeah. They asked me to check or whatever. Let me just check.
I don't see it live yet.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a bit of latency.
Yeah. The labs.
Okay. Hang on.
Let's wait for a while.
Felicia, your audio like got I don't know if it's my side or what.
The audio is gone. You muted.
No, just now I heard the echo.
Oh, I think no. I should open her Facebook tab. Probably. So so need to mute the Facebook side so that you don't get any echo issues. Yeah.
Can we see the live?
No, it's where, huh?
对咯。
Is it a Felicia Tan profile or page or what?
Good question. I'm not sure too.
Art of.
It didn't ask me, Ling.
I didn't ask you, then
should be my original, right? Right.
Profile. Yeah. I don't see it. Yeah. It's okay lah. Why don't you just stop the thing and then just use the recording?
Okay then.
Then just publish the recorded one on next time. Never mind.
Okay, then you start playing.
Okay. Let me know in the chat if you can hear the audio. Okay?
也许我一个人不能成就一番大事业，但我尽力贡献一份微薄的力量。也许我自己不能发出完成光和亮，但我能为都市带来足够的光芒。我从来都不在乎自己不是一个大人物，因为平凡也是一种幸福。
看到名人总是忙忙碌碌，我的世界由我控制，平凡日子一样会充实。
新年新事追求梦想，没什么过于艰难。
点亮奇迹的力量，是万丈热情，是万人一颗心。
在我心中，我知道这是永恒的长跑，和我的家人，和我的朋友，向着目标手牵手一起走到
属于自己，属于你我的天地，有爱有梦有亲情。我要让全世界知，我的骄傲依旧是这个属于我的繁华都市。
在这个你我熟 息的地方，有着你我喜欢的早餐，它仿佛就是一个情感的联络站。
狗皮欧，狗皮欧，喝一杯浓浓的狗皮欧。狗皮欧，狗皮欧，把不愉快的事情都遗忘。在这个你我生活的地方，有着我们共同的理想，让脚步匆匆又忙忙，一起把明天开创。亲爱的 HDB， 我的生活在这里。
我的家收藏我的欢喜悲伤，只要点燃希望，梦就会自由飞翔。我的家给我一双坚定翅膀，我的梦无论在何方，一生的爱唯有家。也许我自己不能发出完整光和亮，但我能为都市带来足够的光芒。
Okay. That's the end.
Okay, yeah, finish already.
No, just joking.
Okay, thank you. Let me just share my screen. Today we got a lot of, will be share screen, okay?
Those of you watching, we encourage you to turn on your camera so we can see your face also.
Yes, we like your beautiful face.
Then we will know you are bored or you are interested.
Hi, welcome everybody.
If you're bored, then I will do something to entertain you.
Okay, great. This is Better You and Better Mom talk series, first talk show of the day, of the year as well. I'm honored and thankful to have Jocelyn with me for today. She's the video producer, and her topic for today is actually to create a video legacy with your family. And for me, my background is I'm actually the author, the speaker, and also the fulfillment coach. My background is that I actually suffered 2 miscarriages, had 3 angel baby loss before I welcomed my rainbow baby in June 2015. Okay, for Jocelyn, I'm thankful to have her here on board today. She's actually a coach, trainer, and video producer. Okay, she has a passion to help brands and business to be able to create their own content and to engage consumer with an online media strategies. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Jocelyn. Okay, stop share. Jocelyn.
I own self clap, welcome myself.
Yes. Clap for you.
Thank you, Janice, for turning on your video. Yeah, the rest of you, we hope to see your face.
Beautiful face, yes, that's right.
Yeah. It's a very private session lah, so don't worry if no makeup or anything.
Okay.
Patrick attending a course, wow. Very
Okay, just to share, Jocelyn
Yeah.
left her corporate job in 2019 to advocate live streams marketing. Maybe you want to share with the audience more about your background?
Yeah. So actually, well, I left my civil service job in 2019 to um to start a business to actually really wanted to help local companies make use of live stream marketing better, because back then a lot of people see live video as, I don't know, Felicia, you shop, do you notice those Facebook live video last time?
Yes,
Very like quite lelong one, right? Selling things.
that's right.
Yeah. So the image of live video back then is very much like that, I think, to Singaporeans. So a lot of companies that I interact with in my previous work, actually they know it's a trend, and then yet they are worried that it will cheapen the brand, or they are not sure how it can work for them. So I started observing what the Western world does, and I realized that they are using live streaming in a very different way. Yeah. So, and plus my work was exposing me to Alibaba, China's e-commerce, what they are doing online. So I got inspired by all these, and then I started, while I was still working, I started exploring how things can work out, how people can actually have a more professional live stream or talk show performance. We got special guests, youngest guests.
His youngest audience.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started exploring, because I'm thinking, cannot be live stream is only like that, right? Cannot be just like only one way to do it, like lelong, cheap selling only. So I started exploring, and then plus the influence of actually what I learned at work lah. So as my interest got bigger and bigger while I was still working, I just explore and try out the market while moonlighting in a way. And then yeah, slowly plan my exit. Yeah. So I think if anybody here is thinking of like career change, or thinking of being an entrepreneur, yeah, you can actually slowly plan your exit lah. It doesn't mean that you have to just suddenly quit and then you can start doing something. Yeah, you can start slow while you're working also.
But I think that's very courageous of you. After all, back then, like what you mentioned, live streaming or Facebook Live is just really the lelong. But you wanted to create something different out of it. And so what's your vision back then, to besides to, create something different, but what's your directions, or, what's your take then?
Besides live stream, I was also exploring video making at that time. I started very simple, using my handphones.
Wow.
And then watch a lot of YouTube, self-learn and experiment. I think after self-learning is you need to do it, to try it out first, because if not, just watch and consume is only one part of the learning journey. So after consuming, start doing, and then from one handphone camera until I say not enough, I think I need one more angle. So go and dig out old phone to film another angle. And then no topic to film, right? I also thought, okay, go and film my mom cooking her food, right? Because that is something that I think a lot of the time food is actually a part of a legacy that our parents will sort of pass on to us. Yeah. And the older folks will always say, actually the good food can bring back the family together, pull the family back together again. And I think that's quite true lah. My mom has a philosophy of, you see, so some of the family, if the parents can't cook, got difference one. Then I think about it, okay, maybe got a bit of difference. Yeah, so I think food is something that is very binding in all cultures. So my mom has some very popular recipes that people like, her colleagues will order from her. So I thought, okay, document it, use video to document it. And at the same time, it's something for me to practice on lah. Yeah, so same for live streaming. I have nothing to sell because I'm a civil service. I didn't want to be seen as selling something. So I do what I can, which is I already know how to sing. So I just do entertainment live stream on Facebook, not selling anything.
But I think you mentioned something quite important in that sense, because you started with experimenting, that's one thing, but subsequently your direction, your aim is eventually to, come out of it and do it as a business, you see, because a lot of people are experimenting like for the longest time, and it didn't happen, or they didn't start a business, or in fact earn money. So at what point you think that is a turning point for you, that okay, this is the time I will take the plunge?
Okay, so for me that time, I was so passionate and I believe so much in this live stream marketing, right? That I started talking to a lot of people around me about it. Especially people who I know happens they are my friends and they have a business. And I tell them, then I keep like nagging. I say, why you don't do live streaming? Then I just keep talking about the advantages and benefits of live streaming and so-called correcting the myth or the perception that people have about live streaming. And then I keep talking and keep talking and keep talking until one of my friends got brainwashed by me. And then he said, hey, can you come and produce a talk show series for me live? See, I think what you are saying is right. We don't have to do things the cheap way. We should use it to elevate our brand. Yeah, and to engage the audience, but it's not about direct selling. It's more of a branding and engagement activity. So that was my first client.
And
so,
that's how it started, or?
Yeah, I started the ball rolling. Then when I started editing the videos I make of my mom, I just put up simply on YouTube and then also share on my social media. Then I also have people around me who are they are managing a micro like digital agency. So sometimes they need budget video production for their clients. Then my friend come and ask me, because they know I'm new, right? Can't be too expensive. So, I got this lobang, I need the zi cha. I need to do the Facebook ad for a zi cha. You want to do or not? What's your budget? Okay, how much? Okay, deal. Then just do. Yeah. So it's a matter of, I think, even at your experimental stage, right? Don't have to be shy to share out your work . Yeah, if you just comes out from an angle of sharing, so be it. And from there, right, in a way, it helps you to test market demand. Yeah. The thing is, you won't know whether people will buy if you don't talk about it or if you don't have something out there. Yeah, so it's a while you're experimenting, while you're employed with stable income, that's when I spend a lot of money on equipment also. Because when we have steady income, it's very easy to spend money. It's different when you come up and try to set up your own business.
When it becomes business expenses, right?
You start to be a bit more careful. Then you will think, do I really need? But when we are earning a stable income, we are a bit more daring to experiment because we sort of know we can afford it. Yeah, so because I took about a year to plan the finances and everything, so I stopped shopping all the usual lady stuff. No clothes, I mean, like I got enough already lah. Because I used to be in retail background. I so much stuff discount every time tempting us to buy things. I have enough of all these things, so then I start spending my money more on equipment, things related to creating videos and live stream. Yeah.
Okay, so because you mentioned sort of one project leads to another and leads to another, until where then that you decide, okay, it's time to leave the job and go for it.
The benchmark I set for myself that time was X amount dollars of savings. Yeah.
And how long did it took you?
I think I buffer about 1 year, 9 months to 1 year of expenses, including my house loan. Yeah. So calculate. Then of course for me, I'm single. I'm still living with my parents. I mentally prepare my parents. Temporary, no family, no contribution.
Yeah, but it's still very courageous of you despite that. So I think after when you went in, then what is the expectation or what you didn't expect that came out with?
What the biggest unexpected thing is COVID.
Nobody expects.
Well, in the initial, because I officially left 2019 November, I took a break, went for holiday with my parents.
Oh.
Yeah, luckily we went because after that cannot fly already. Yeah, so then officially wanted to in a way kickstart everything in January. Then January, February, a lot of businesses are quite busy during CNY. So when you want to outreach to them for discussion, it's not a good time. Yeah, so it's still quite a lull period. Then after that, before we know it, COVID happens. And then production halt that because that time the government is also not sure, right? And then the guidelines they have are just very strict in the first place. So anyway, we are not even allowed to do production at that time. Yeah, so a lot of things halted. Like I actually had a few corporate training for companies, like training the team how to make videos with their smartphone. Yeah, cannot happen because everyone is responding to how to handle with all the circuit breaker measures, how to, and then we are not allowed to gather anyway for training. Yeah, so everything paused, but after a while, by the time everyone responded like have enough time to react already, right? So luckily, because I'm also an adjunct lecturer lah, with my previous company. So by the time they reacted and all the companies reacted, there's a sudden influx of online training and online learning. Yeah, so that was what was sustaining me lah for the first and second quarter of 2020. Yeah, and then of course at the same time not forgetting making my online presence felt lah through live streaming. It's just nice lah, what I already know, what I'm already familiar with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think it seems like you pre-plan it, because the moment the moment COVID and the moment you came live, that kind of thing.
I guess it
But
happens that
yeah,
I'm a bit more ready lah when that kind of thing happens.
yes, that's right. Because you were about to do so, and and things happen, seems to be favorable for your business as well, right? That suddenly everybody is not prepared and you are already prepared to come in.
Yes, in a way lah. In a way.
Okay, let's come back again to say, what do you actually do and how you help your customer there and then? Because you were strategizing to go in and then COVID hit, and then so how did you plan and probably re-strategize in between?
I actually have pivot to education. Yeah, because if production cannot happen, but people already know video is important, live streaming is important, right? So slowly more and more people definitely want to learn how to do it themselves. Anyway, during periods of time where production is not allowed to happen, you sort of need to do it yourself also, because the crew or the agency cannot go and do a shoot for you. So so pivot to education. I did some webinars, I did more Facebook Live, collaborate with other people through Facebook Live to spread the network, so at least more people know me. So I would say training and education was a big part of it lah. Yeah, as the plan B lah during the circuit breaker period. And of course, luckily, because I'm already very accustomed to training, because my previous job is 100% training and adult education kind of role. Yeah.
So on the back end, because this is the front end, that you deal with the clients and you talk to them and trainings and awareness. On the back end part, how do you work with in terms of producing a video or even creating like storyboard, the content?
For us, right, in production for business, right, actually even not for business lah, even if I do any more of like social cause related video, like I've done some videos for social enterprise, right? In the end, it's all about finding out their story first. Yeah, no. So normally for the client, when they come to me, I will find out all their story from beginning to end, or beginning to now, no end, beginning to now, and then I will craft out what angle I think will work well to engage people. Yeah, be it the brand story or the individual story, and a lot of the time the founder's story is very tied to the brand itself lah. And that's one of the best angle to go for nowadays, because people of course relate the best to people. People don't really relate to product. People actually relate to stories, because stories have people included in it. So I actually later, like in some of my sharing deck, I will actually have example of what I really mean.
Yes. And also, I think likewise for us as a family, if we were to do family videos at home, what kind of props, setup, or even lighting would you recommend? Because sometimes it could be a bit impromptu with the home.
Yeah, so the thing about home videos, I think I will share later. It's not about the perfect setup lah. To me, a good video very basic. A decent video, only two basic things. Lighting is okay, like bright enough, as long as not in the dark. Not shaky, and audio clear enough. Is enough, is okay already. Yeah. To start collecting footage lah. And then of course the next step will be, how do you put everything together so that it's a bit more meaningful lah.
Yep, the
when
editing part as well.
Because it's very easy for, I'm sure a lot of parents now, you know, you start taking just moments, videos of moments of your kids. Yeah. But then they are just like random videos in your phone. Right. So what do you do with it? So if I think for casual video, we don't have to go to like the very professional route of planning, like the storyboarding. But if you have a key purpose in your mind, what is the theme of the end product, right? Then you can start collecting footage of that theme, and then you can eventually piece them together. I think that was a more casual approach to things, which is a bit more, I would say, implementable for everyone. Yeah, imagine I tell you do your own home casual thing, then you say, still must sit down and script, and then what cannot be. I think then give up, nobody want to do.
Yeah, I think that's the phobia lah. Frankly, for me lah, if you ask me to do a selfie video, I would like, okay, cannot make it. I will be like, I cannot talk, and I can't find the right angle, like what you mentioned, even the lighting, because I can't see myself, and of course, yes, I probably will be shaky lah. So whatever the mistake you share, I probably did that lah.
So shakiness, very easy one. Anything to solve your shakiness is you use a tripod or you use a selfie stick only. So it's quite easy. If to see yourself, your phone selfie mode can see yourself. But those of you more serious, you want to buy a camera, just buy the one with a flip screen lah, which is what all the YouTubers use lah, because they also need to see themselves before they press the record button. Yeah, so nowadays most of the cameras out there in the market, we call it prosumer models. Actually, there's flip screen.
Okay, now you tempted me.
Yeah,
I should be looking for one.
Don't anyhow buy anything. Don't buy anything before you consult me.
Yeah. Okay, yes, boss.
Don't 花冤枉钱啊.
Yes, boss, right? Okay, great. I think we have an idea of what it is, but probably you might want to share exactly on your slides that you probably prepare so that we can have a better visual as well, right?
Yeah, I want to share with you guys, and I think I also want to thank Felicia for, in a way, through this session, to me, it's a bit of, it's a new idea that I started having since the past few months, and I've talked to some people that I know about it, and it's something that I think right now, in a way, I want to share this idea and concept, and I want to hear from the parents here tonight what you guys really think of it lah.
Punch it in time first, then you can be the pioneer. So
yeah,
in the time first one.
Correct. I spoke to Lisa Klang, who is a mother entrepreneur, and she finds that it's quite interesting, but because it's so new, people don't know how it can be. So maybe I need to do some samples out lah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's
so
right.
so it's still in the it's really very much at the ideation stage, but I think I really look forward to hearing from some of the parents here tonight. Hang on, let me find my window. Too many windows. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Present. Okay, share screen.
Yep, you can share screen when you are ready.
Yeah, hang on. I want you all to see full screen. Okay, are you all seeing the full screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I call it the new legacy, the new age legacy. Because very often we think of legacy as what? Money, right? Assets, right? Felicia, what's the legacy you want to leave for your child? If I ask you that, what kind of things will you say?
Yes, which is true. We always think of it is wealth or money. But having said so, yes, we also want to leave the values behind. But how to do that is the question.
You're right. Values is one of the things I came in mind. I think, of course, if we talk about parents from a different generation, like our parents or our grandparents, of course, this one is suddenly remind me of Maslow's hierarchy. Okay, because they live in an era of survival mode. Everyone is in survival mode, right? Because survival is such a challenge. Who will think of all these values? Most people will not. Everyone trying to make sure the kids can grow up, right? But now we are in a different era where surviving is not an issue for most people already. So people start thinking of things beyond that, lah, right? But how can we in a way make use of media, right, to help us in this quest to communicate better with our kids, or even to communicate better with our parents. So actually I was everyone has a story, agree? Right. So let me know in the chat if you think you have no story. Who thinks you have no story? Put down in the chat. If you never put, means you agree. Okay, let me open the chat and see. Yeah. Patrick say man cannot multitask, so I think Patrick will not be able to answer. Okay. Aiden has a lot of story. You see, he's what, 3 years old? Already got story, correct? You know, recently I've been seeing videos that those toddlers are mumbling every day to the parents. Actually, nobody knows what they are saying, right? We don't understand what they are saying, but they also got story. Just that is the different language. Okay. Yeah. So everyone has a story, because I realized a lot of this as I wow, he know how to shoot video. Wow, cool. You know, sometimes, yeah, you can always try and see what comes out when the kids have a recording device. Okay, so yeah, everybody has a story. And who are the people around us who have story? Ourselves, our parents, ourselves as a child, ourselves as a parent, even we all have different stories that comes from there. And I realized this very, very strongly and very, very deeply when I started talking to a lot of my clients, especially one of my clients who they are a home baking business. So when I was talking to them, a lot of story come out. And later you guys will see actually, the video we did for them is not just for the business. It is something that they can keep as a family memory as well. Yeah. So that is this the particular project that really inspired me for this current idea. Yeah. Yeah. I actually have seen celebrity kids, like they also take photos of their parents. And then the parents will very proudly post on social media. So it's quite interesting. Yeah. So then I also notice more and more so people are really giving more importance to quality time with your loved ones, right? So let me know if you all agree with this statement. I think especially maybe with COVID, everyone in a way forced to slow down on work, or rather you're at home lah. Yeah. And more importantly, people maybe start to realize that actually maybe they have neglected the quality time they spend with their family. Yeah. And they start to realize a lot of interesting things during COVID. Yeah.
I think also because we are stuck more and more at home.
Yeah, I think for some people it become a frustration, but after the frustration period and you cross that hurdle,
once you get over it,
you realize something. Like for me, well, for my work, I actually am already working from home most of the time, because for shoots we usually go client's place. So really, we didn't really need an office per se. But my parents started to work from home. Right. It was a very interesting period for me, because I started to notice things about them, because I don't see my mother at work, right, normally. So I don't know how she is with work and her colleagues. Right. And I start to notice things about my mother And I started to see parts of myself through her. Then, oh, okay, this is where I got my trait from, certain traits. And then I also started realize things about my dad. My dad started to be very creative with things around the house and cooking. And then I noticed, okay, I think I got my creative flair from him. Yeah. So a lot of the time that I spent with my parents, I started to realize interesting things like that as a child. Yeah. So for you, maybe you start to notice interesting things about that from your parents. And those of you also living with your parents, you might notice all this also. Yeah. And I think with all these bases, it helps to better the relationships, I think. Because sometimes you might notice even the traits that you didn't like about your parents or your child, you also have it. Right. And then that becomes a very interesting, I think, discovery and reflection for ourselves. Yeah. So I want to check in with the parents right now, right? How are you creating memories with your family now? What are some of the things you do right now as an attempt to create memories with your family? You can type in the chat. Right. Or if you want to share verbally, you can lah. It's like we have Patricia, Rachel, Jess, Diana. Jess says photo taking.
Yeah, I think most people will go with videos and photo taking.
Photo, right? Photo. So why do most of you choose photo?
Camera function.
You know, photo has been around with us since we are kids, right? I have a lot of old photos of myself that my parents took of me.
In that moment.
So the thing for me, I think photos are great still, and they are and I think most of the people do it. Why? Because it's the easiest medium. It's the easiest medium, right? And also, of course, it's the easiest tech available for now. There is also a challenge lah with photos. Your child, when they look at it as an adult, they might not remember what happened when the photo was taken. Like I have a lot of photos of myself as a young kid, but if my parents was not by my side to tell me what was going on when the photo was taken, I wouldn't know. Right? So imagine if video was an easy thing back then. Yeah, then it could be very different. It could be a very different experience for us. Yeah.
Agree.
So of course for simplicity, right? Yeah, I mean I do encourage if you guys can take a bit more videos of your child, even your parents, which I will share later. And well, now we have cloud storage. You don't have to worry about things running out or disappearing, like if your computer spoil. Although Google had a short outage recently, I got heart attack. But cloud is quite safe nowadays. It's not linked to a device that might crash, you see. Yeah, so in a way we are in an era of where memory space is very cheap. So yeah, you can go ahead and create content to your heart's content basically. Yeah. Okay, so it's very common, right? We see people pay photographers to take portraits of their videos. My cousin is a photographer. He sort of specializes in family videos, like outdoor and all that. Of course, affected during COVID, cannot even do that. Yeah, but a lot of families, I see a lot of young families are in a way spending money to take photos. Yeah, so I started asking myself, yes, a picture can say 1,000 words, right? But I think a video can say even more. Yeah, a video can say even more. In a way, it's a more direct messaging lah. Because a photo, if it's stationary, if it's watched by a stranger, it's up to their imagination what was happening. But a video will be a very direct way of giving more accurate information of what was happening at that time. Yeah. So through some of my interaction with my clients and the videos I made for them, so I got inspired. I say, why families also cannot make their own, like a bit more professional kind of video that talks more about their family, their values, or even their history. Yeah. So it might seem a bit abstract now. Let me see. Okay, so for example, this one is actually done for the client as a branding story, right? But it's actually a lot of their family story. Okay, so let me turn on the audio so you guys can hear. Okay. So let's just take a few minutes to enjoy this short video.
And well, when you're handed with treasure in your hands, what do you do with it? My name is Christy Tan. Together with my mother and my husband Raymond, we founded Pandan Street Bakery. When you're handed with treasure in your hands, and what do you do with it? So that was what I think motivated us and brought us to create Pandan Street Bakery. And that treasure is actually my mom's cookies. My mom's Chinese name is Li Yuxing. And so Yu, as you know, is Jade. Since this is homemade, handmade, we thought of incorporating that into the Chinese name. So Jia Yu, bringing families together. Jia Yu, at the same time, also rhymes with the Chinese idioms Jia Yu Hu Xiao.
小明在印尼，每个人都叫我阿信。在新加坡，很多人就是叫我 Madam Lee 还是 Mrs. Tan， 很少人知道叫我阿信。我今年78岁，属羊的。我在印尼梅丹班丹街出生，在那边长大。1967年结婚以后就离开那边。我就是兴趣做糕。做糕点，有空我就是想做些什么来吃啦，给大家吃。我开始做这个龟板糕也是说做了过年请大家吃，还是送一些给亲戚朋友。因为龟板糕，我从小的时候，我的大姐也是每一年过年做。那个时候我小的时候跟随做她，那时候没有卖，她做什么我就帮她。所以变成也是有兴趣从这方面来的。我第一次做送给我的亲戚，那时候龟板糕新加坡有的人还是不会吃了，可是有的喜欢，因为我们全部是自己用手做的，没有用机器，做好了又要烘。起初的时候做没有这样多了，在新加坡因为人手也不够，到最后有时候朋友会来帮。做的比较多一点了，每天要从早上5点就起来做，做到晚上，有时烘到了也是很夜了，全部是我自己一手烘的，很多年了，很多年慢慢改进。有的朋友反映说太甜啊，我就再减一点，慢慢调了，这个也是很难讲出来。就是多一点少一点，这样慢慢减少加多，才能够造成这样的程度。起初烘的时候没有电，不是用这个电炉，用那个上面放火炭，下面放在 gas， 又不是 gas 了，用土油的炉啊，它的炉的上面就放火炭，那个是很辛苦。
She's in her 70s. And she still wants to continue to do this for a long time. Whenever we hear her customers' feedback on her cookies is that they remind them of home, family, reunions, gatherings. And we want to extend it beyond just Chinese New Year. We want to make this a feature in homes for every happy occasions.
Okay. Hey, Felicia, you've seen this video before?
No.
I think I didn't personally share. Thanks, Jenny.
I think it's very sweet. It's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, so actually, right, although it's actually meant for our commercial use in a way, right? But for us, definitely we wanted to bring out this legacy and story element to things, because the fact is Auntie really got a lot of story since her 20s. Actually, in the 4-hour shoot, I actually talked to her. She got a lot more stories, not just that we don't cut it in because we are only cutting out areas more relevant to the brand. But you know, so there was so much story, and then when I'm hearing from her, I'm thinking, actually all our parents have a lot of story, right, since their younger days. Like my own parents will share with me things of what they went through during their younger days. My godparents, who are even older, like in their 70s, 80s, they even tell me things of, I think they went through the World War period lah, World War II period as well, and even the period of time where a lot of key historical moments, like in our country's history, they were around. So every time I hear them talk about such things, then I started thinking to myself, I mean, really, what if I could document all their sharings on video? Yeah. Because and that got me started thinking of why is it that as families we cannot create our own videos that really tell our stories? Yeah. So of course you can always choose like getting a professional help, and of course also getting learning how to do it yourself lah. There are two ways of doing it lah. Yeah, because you know, I know of families who they have like 80th birthday for the grandparents, and a lot of people gather, right lah. In the past, they will have like an official dinner, right, and sometimes they will hire videographer to document, because this model we are only doing nowadays. Now we only doing it for what? Weddings, right? But actually, why the same thing cannot apply to other things, or even when there is no occasion, but to create and record a memory for ourselves? It is not just weddings that deserves the memory. Yeah, there are other parts of life that deserves a memory. So I started thinking about this. Yeah. Some other type of videos that, of course, parents or families can do for themselves is, like I mentioned just now, food-based food-based kind of video. You can actually, if your parents have a very good recipe, that for me, I started documenting food with my mom because, to be honest, I'm not super keen on cooking and baking, especially baking lah. I'm not very keen lah, but my mom is really good at it, and she inherited some of the. Why you laugh? I'm the official taster.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
She always must pass my tasting test first. Then she changed recipe only I also can taste. So, and some of the recipes she actually inherited from my grandmother during their agaration era. No recipe last time, agaration one. So she's inspired, and then she will make her own changes lah. But you know, so this to me is a legacy, in a way, right? Passed down from my grandma. And I'm not very, if I'm not very good at it, then what happens in future? The recipe could be lost forever, right? So we decided, it's okay to document on video, and it's okay to share with more people lah. For whoever is keen. It doesn't mean the thing must pass on to own family only ma. Right? There are other people who are keen. Yeah. So I started making. I should have shared my own video, huh? But anyway, this is a sample of food video that I also done with the same client. I will just show you a little bit.
So today's bake is pineapple balls. Pineapple balls is a very popular type of cookie for Chinese New Year.
没有什么秘诀啊，就是呀，专心的做，用心的做。
What customers like about our...
Yeah, so I won't show the whole thing, but Auntie very cute one. She always give me very good sound nuggets. So when I ask her questions from behind the camera, she always give me very interesting thing. Like just now she said 属羊的. I also didn't tell her to say what is her 生肖. She own self say one. Which I felt was a very cute moment, so we edited it in. Yeah, and it's something very of their era lah. They will always talk about, what is their horoscope. Yeah. So yeah.
Your script for you.
I don't make my clients, most of the time I don't need the clients to memorize lah. So it's a lot of investigation work beforehand. So for example, right, if you want to make a video that you want your parents to talk about their history or a certain part of their childhood, something interesting. Maybe the very interesting one, you ask one simple question, I'm sure they got a lot of questions. How did they meet? The parents. Well, I tell you, last time I asked my parents, or end up I think I asked them at the wrong place. We were eating breakfast at a hawker, and then my father started to be funny lah. So I think we laugh and laugh and laugh until we tear down. And then until now, I don't know which part is real, which part is a joke. Okay, yeah, but if such moment, imagine if you actually sort of videoed it down. Yeah, it can be very, very good memories for everyone in the future. Even when they themselves watch themselves, they also find it very amusing, very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, just like I think Auntie, when she saw the video of herself, she's quite, yeah, she's very happy lah. That's what I heard lah. Yeah. So because it's something that in the past only Ming Sing can be on camera ma. Right, but now it's different. So probably in her whole life, she never imagined she would be on camera, on video. Yeah. So I find that of course, as parents, usually parents focus a lot on creating content with their kids, but at the same time, I think it's also we are in a very good era to be able to capture content from our parents as well. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so this is my concept of how video can become a legacy for families. And I just want to take this opportunity to understand from the parents here. This is not selling of anything, I must clarify, because this is Felicia's channel. Whatever I'm asking in the form, right, is really just a market survey of understanding lah. How being, actually we so-called, we are a sandwich generation, correct? Yeah, we are at the generation where we have our parents still above us, and then likely you have kids. Yeah, so we are in the middle of, we have so much potential content or that can be documented down for ourselves, like be it from our parents and also content for our kids for the future. So and even for young kids to understand understand their grandparents when they are older, when they grow up. So I would really appreciate if you guys can just help me fill up the survey at this link. I will put the link in the chat also. Hang on.
Yeah. Copy paste the link on the chat.
Yeah. If you have other friends who are parents and you don't mind sharing this link out to them, you also can. But then they didn't hear the presentation, so they might not fully understand. Yeah, I just want to understand if and another thing that I didn't really mention just now, I think for kids who are of past certain age, maybe primary school age onwards, video creation together with the parents can be a very nice bonding activity as well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why it didn't turn into a hyperlink. Is it a hyperlink? Is it need to put the HTTPS? Okay. Yeah. So those of you who are watching recorded version, you can also go to this page to fill up the survey form. Okay. And if later on Felicia and I, we have any collaboration to offer something to the parents, then definitely whoever fill the survey form will be priority lah, to enjoy the beta pricing. I call it beta pricing. I'm actually considering possibly doing some for free.
Okay, I sign up first.
Wait, I'm
free.
Yeah, maybe
sign
one or
one.
because sample lah. Because when something is new and people can't picture it, we sort of need to let people know. Yeah. So if as a parent or a family you have a very important message you want to put out, or you think your parents have a very good message that you think more people should know about it, and why not? Because honestly, video production now has become much more affordable compared to the rest, to the past lah. Last time don't have 4-figure, 5-figure, people don't have high 4-figure or 5-figure, people can forget about trying to engage proper video production. But now everything is a lot more affordable lah, to be honest. Yeah, even a video shoot for family also not very cheap one. Nowadays, if you really think about it. Yeah. It could probably a video production cost could very much could possibly be those family portrait shoot pricing as well. Yeah, but the objective and the purpose and what is created is different. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I want to share about, yeah, like possibly if you want to start doing your own videos. Just now I mentioned simple tripod, normal lighting, daylight is enough. Clear enough. That's clear enough audio as in you can use the microphone that's in the phone, but just make sure your surrounding is not too noisy lah. Yeah. If you are in an outdoor where it's very windy, then you might need a bit more professional kind of lavalier mic lah, with a windshield. But other than that, the phones now are quite good. Yeah, that day I saw a review comparing Samsung S21 with iPhone 12. So apparently the Android phones now have a better voice pickup technology, I feel. Yeah, the voices come out louder than the iPhone ones when they're recording the video. Yeah, so I'm sure Android, they have done something with the software lah. So some video ideas for you guys if you are not sure like what are the kind of things you can do, right? I just want you to think about what messages do you want to give your children? Like it's like what Felicia mentioned just now about what are the values you want to convey lah. Yeah, or even what's the biggest wish for a child? What kind of adult that do you hope they become? Yeah, all these are things that you can start thinking of, and these are possible angles that you yourself as a parent can create. Yeah, and you can expand into ideas of the activities you do with your child that you can also document down through video. Yeah, and even you can ask the same thing about your child to your parents, and you'll probably have very interesting content also. Yeah, and I tell you, don't think the older folks will be very shy in front of camera. No, I always thought like that. No, do you think, Felicia, if you think you ask your any of the older folks at home, they will be like, "Ay, 不要啦."
Yeah, I know for sure my mom will probably want to be on the camera.
Okay, very good.
She will
So
like,
you'll be surprised, most of them are very game, you know. So far, I haven't got rejected by people who say that, we thought their generation to be very shy, but apparently not, no. So you'll be surprised. You'll really be surprised. Yeah, you just one day whip out your phone, ask one very interesting question. One enough already, they can go on and on by themselves and sometimes. I see Janice is typing. They say the one, and then they will say, wait, I go and go back.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
agree.
There was once when I missed talk with my mom. I was actually going live for her cooking. I said, Mommy, we are live now. Huh? 买啦. Huh? 不是 record 先 meh? Then after that, she just continued. Say only. And actually, I think inside they are very happy because it's a quality time that we are spending with them in a way, right? Yeah. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, so try this. Okay, I think it might have very interesting impact on the relationship, and I think they feel valued, and everybody loves to feel valued, right? Yeah. So this is one. Yeah. So how to optimize video? I think as a tool with the family relationships. These are some thoughts that I have. I think it can be a creative process with your child as a parent. It can foster bonding with your child, and it can also foster them teamwork. Let's say because if you guys are working, if there are multiple kids, then you make them work on it lah, maybe as a project, right? Or with the parents involved, that's another one. And you also can develop planning skills because as they learn, or as you learn together how to create a video, how to plan a video, that is also you're starting to get your kids to think in a more systematic or functional way to create something. Yeah, it's a bit like our generation, people say do Lego lah, right? You notice those kids, maybe if they are very good at Lego, they actually already have a planning process in their head. They just don't know that they are planning. Yeah. So video also can be very can be such a tool lah. Yeah. And I believe because now the kids all grow up on YouTube, some of them already have such kind of aspiration to be a creator, right? And instead of parents instead of arguing with your kids over being overexposed to YouTube, turn them into a creator. Yeah, and then from there you see lah, do they actually have interest? Do they have the flair for it? And then you could possibly further develop them, and it could turn into a career for them as well. Yeah, and it's something happy that they like. It's not what the usual recognition of what academic success is, but these are the things that schools for now are not teaching. Yeah, anyway, I think maybe one day school will include video making or content creation as part of their syllabus. Who knows? Yeah, but you know, now not yet. So as parents, that can be another outlet for children's energy also. Yeah, Jenny say can do for parents, for grandparents, for spouse also. Yeah, for now only like production companies will do such thing. They put the husband and wife there, ask them some very intimate questions, then everybody start to cry. Right? That's one angle lah. But I think, yeah, if you're creative, yeah, I think like what Jenny said, you can actually do for any family member. But I think if I put my 7 aunties together and do a video, that would be very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, probably also start doing with my family first. Yeah, but I just need to figure out, make sure the government don't catch me if the video go out for gathering people. Okay, yeah. So this is what I think lah. And I think actually I also have spoken with a friend who is a child psychologist about, yeah, possibly we have like video making workshop. There's also a bonding workshop for parent and child. Because I remember as a kid when my mother sent me to Yamaha, right, for junior music class, the parents need to be around also. And then when we go home and practice, then the parents can like jaga us. Yeah, so I guess similar for video, parents can be involved in the process also. Yeah, like the children's playgroup parents also there, right? Yeah. So for those of you who want to start exploring now, you know, that's my tips for you, these 5 steps. Number 1, select a key objective. Number 2, research and interview first. So you could actually, let's say it's your parents, you could possibly find out a bit more for them first. Ask a bit more, get more details. Then you maybe decide on which angle or which is the key thing that you want to catch out for your final video. And then when you film them, right, always use it horizontal. Okay, because a lot of people forget and then you film like that, right? And then later when you want to edit, you realize it's quite difficult. Yeah, because only on phone, only TikTok or stories, we look at things like that. But in general, for film, right, everything's still horizontal. So maintain it horizontal, because even if in the end you pass the footage to someone else to edit, and it's supposed to be cinematic, it's supposed to be put on the TV for watching, you still need horizontal. We are not yet in the era of a portrait TV yet lah. So that's one. You can easily actually edit with mobile apps. There's a free mobile app called CapCut, CapCut. Yeah, it's free and it's quite fully functioned. It's actually made by ByteDance, which is the company of TikTok. CapCut. Okay, it's totally free. It's totally free. So you guys, you can actually start, can download and explore. And then when you're done and your phone not enough storage, you can just upload everything to the cloud lah, using Google Drive. Yeah, so these are the key, some of the key tips that that I want to share with you guys. Then you can actually start to DIY even before, like what Felicia said about learning about the more professional approach to things. You can start doing first and learn along the way. Yeah, you have to start somewhere. Yeah. And through interviewing process, actually, you will realize that you start to become a better listener as well. And you start to notice a lot of things about people that's very interesting. Yeah, so that's how it was for me lah. Yeah. Every time I meet a client, I hear their things, and when I ask them questions, then I start to realize, this should be on video. That should be on video. Wow, so many things should be on video. Because I started thinking like, if when you are gone or no longer in this world, then what happens to it? Nothing and gone. But that info could inspire a lot of people. That journey could inspire a lot of people. Like just now, Auntie Sim, right? Actually, what y'all don't know is she used to run a garment factory. That's why she can be very encouraging of the daughter now when they want to expand the cookies into a brand. Because she understands what it means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to have an enterprising spirit, because she has also run a business before. And you can tell she's a very resilient, very determined lady, because when she was running a factory, she's still baking also. Out of interest, but she also baked a lot because people started to approach her to say, hey, your cookies are good, can I resell them for you? So she had to bake to supply to those people. Yeah. So those are the things that was not in the video, but actually we did film down when she was sharing with me. Yeah. So these are interesting things that I think even entrepreneurs now, it could be very inspiring for entrepreneurs now.
I just have one question as you are talking about it. Because let's say when you're filming a video, imagine we want a 3 or 5 minute video. But how much of the footage are we supposed to film to get the enough to edit to that whatever size? How should the portion or whatsoever be?
The clearer you are of your final objective, the less extra thing you will need to film. But then again, because when it's interview style, right, you actually don't want to limit because you don't want to stop the subject talking and sharing. Yeah. So if it's for your own memory, you're not going to, if it's for internal memory, internal consumption to be shared amongst family and relatives, or even if eventually you want to share it on your own Facebook, but it's not meant for any commercial use, right? The length doesn't matter. You don't have to limit yourself to what your final product is, right? Yeah, because you're not doing it to get more social media views or to get, there's no business objective involved. So it's up to yourself. But let's say you want to start a family channel on YouTube. YouTube's favorite length is 10 minutes and above. Yeah.
That's so long. And how much of filming we have to do on the background and to sort of cut to edit to 10 minutes?
At least 100 to 200% more. Yeah, it also depends what you want to capture, because certain things is very candid, then just let it be, and you can just throw out certain very very NG parts only.
The NGs lah.
Yeah, but sometimes we purposely put in the NG also.
Yeah.
Depending on the moment. Is it really something you want to keep for memory? Yeah. So there's no hard and fast rule, I would say. Of course, in proper production, for us, we do something like you said called storyboarding lah. Everything that happens, we sort of plan what visual should be appearing and all that. Yeah, but for family-based kind of video, I find that there is no need to put so much there's really no need to over plan, but as long as you have an overall direction and objective. Jenny said NG are the best. Yeah. I like to, yeah, correct. So some of my holiday videos, short footage that I take with my parents, is very funny because every time I turn, my mom is the natural, I finally know where I got my natural genes from, which is my mom. Because she's very her behavior is not hindered much by the camera being on. But my dad is, he become like a salesman. Like if it's food, right, I was ask my mom, how do you think it is? Okay, so my mom will be very honest, but my dad, he will be like, wow. Then I'm like, 不要演, 不要演. So you notice very interesting things about your parents in the creation process. I'm like, real opinion, no need to act. We are not advertisement. So my dad has the acting genes, my mom has the natural genes. Yeah. So I think for a start, right, just aim for stable footage. Like for example, let's say you have an activity that you are doing with your child. You can just put the video with your phone there with a tripod and record, leave it running. And then later on in editing, you can just cut out like the boring parts lah. Yeah, or speed up the boring parts and then just have emphasis on the more interesting parts that you want to keep. Yeah, because there will definitely sometimes be silent moments that you will not be very interesting even to yourself or to anyone who views it. Then you can just cut it out or speed it up. Yeah. So we don't have time to really go through entire video making process, but I find that if this is something that really parents might be interested in, then yeah, maybe we can consider doing something for parents, because so far a lot of video making courses out there are targeted for commercial use. Yeah. So I think video doesn't have to be just like that lah. Yeah. I think we can do Q&A now if anybody wants to ask question.
Sure. Anyone have any questions?
Felicia still got question? Jenny said NGs are the best. Yeah, sometimes really NG are the best.
Yeah, I think I asked most of my questions. Anyone?
Yeah, I hope, I don't know if anybody filled up the form, but I hope I got some responses.
Yeah, get them to sign up so that to get
It's
their
just actually it's more of a survey for me to understand if this is really something that people might be interested in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So if the interest is enough and we are going to do something about it, then of course whoever indicated first in the form will have priority lah over any special arrangements. Yeah. Are you sure you got fill the survey?
So now I must fill also. Okay.
第一个问你 of course.
I thought I already auto sign up now.
One. Oh, thank you, Rachel, for putting it down. Okay, so Rachel, I would maybe Jess and who are some of the other ladies? Jess, Patricia,
yeah.
Diana.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to hear from you. This is
to enjoy.
Don't worry, I won't call you to market things. It's really for me to understand, and then eventually if there's something, then I would like to give you guys the first priority to know about it first. So it's really just now I've been thinking about this for a few months, and Felicia invited me on this show. So I thought it's also a good chance to share this idea with everyone. Felicia, you have a group for everyone to join, or?
Yep. Let me just share if you are done as well.
Yeah, mine is my slides are done.
Okay, give me a minute. Just let me share my slides too. Okay, as mentioned, this is Better You, Better Moms talks. The topics we surround actually is a monthly talks that we will do for now. It was around with topics like self-care, couple care, children, parenting, and family care. Like what we see mostly, or rather most of the conflicts that comes about, of course, having quality me time, but also feeling guilty about it, or even clear communications with hubby on matters, and also handling of children meltdowns, or even dividing roles in taking care of children. All this is part and parcels in our journey, in our parenting journey, and also as a family unit that I do see. So from now to the next month, which is 25th February, it will be our next speaker, Chizia Chang. She will be talking more on couple relationships and how do we maintain the couple relationships when we have our children, right? Because that after you have your child, in a way, your child takes the first position. But having said so, we first have our husband, or we marry our husband, we become a couple before we have our children, you see. So that priorities, which comes first, which comes second, is the question. And likewise, yes, the Facebook group, which is the Better You, Better Mom, shown on the link here as well. I can copy and paste on the group chat as well, that you can join in as well. And likewise, yes, of course, I want to ask in terms of sponsorship, if anyone wants to support me on the translations for the book. This is the first book that I've written back many years, and it has run out of print. So my next edition I would want to is to do a bilingual version. The bilingual versions for people. Why bilingual is also because, like what Jocelyn has mentioned, actually, every time we do a video, we target a lot on our children, ourselves, but we forgot about our parents' generations. And this Chinese translation is targeted for our parents or even grandparent generations who wants to read about the book. And that's the aim of it as well. Okay. And of course, what's next? Last but not least, of course, yes, you're welcome to have a one-on-one session with me. I can find out if you need any help or challenges in your life. At the end, yes, of course, you will receive a small token of appreciations that we can arrange subsequently as well. Okay. So anyone else has any questions or whatsoever? Or thank you for copying the link for me. Yeah. Because being the IT, we need to multitask a lot of things.
Okay, I'm used to it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but it's okay. Women are good multitasker, so that's our advantage.
True. Okay, if anyone has any question, or else we will end the session here.
Yeah, those of you not convenient to talk, you can ask in the chat also.
Yep. And likewise, of course, you can always chat with her on Facebook because she's always
Yeah,
live.
you can add me on Facebook. Just find Jocelyn Goh. Jenny fun,
You paste your link on the here as well, so that they can add you in.
My link, oh, I a bit forget.
Your Facebook link, you know how to add you.
Okay, let me find it. I forget the exact link. Okay, got it. Facebook.com/Jocelyn Goh Live.
Yeah, you paste your link so that they can likewise add you in.
Okay.
Yay. So okay, thank you. Last but not least, I thanks Jocelyn here again also joining us today. And likewise, if you have any questions, of course you got our links already. You can always chat with us, PM us or whatsoever. And I thank you for today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, Aidan.
Okay, he'll be recorded. Then
he say what?
I think I should then take a video and interview Aidan.
Yeah. He's the next one.
He was telling me how to shoot video just now.
Oh, very good. Let's interview him and then let's really give him a phone and
can you tell them how you shoot video? How you make video?
You take photo and then you
take photo and then
you take until you take video, then you record and then he got good video.
And then
Yes.
Right. And then what do you say? It is what?
It is and then got good video.
It's possible.
It is possible, he said.
Okay, very cool. That is the best 3 words he should keep for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's a good start.
It is possible by Aidan.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, I just need to drive. Wow, thank you so much for being here. Janice, you must video the It Is Possible. Then in future, when he study under picture, you take the video and show him. You own self say one.